Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a quick look here at Bitcoin, seeing what the weekend activity is looking like. It is pretty much par for the course. Basically just sticking around here at these support levels, right at 23,200 as expected. So far, so good. We're going to take a look at traditional markets as well and kind of help understand what that might look like. Keep in mind, if you are wanting to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a website you can register for. A lot of different features we offer. I also have a tremendous amount of sponsors here as well. Some really good benefits here for different community members, depending on what your goals are. Right? You want an exchange in the U.S. with no VPN. MEXC Global's got you covered. You want a really awesome trading bot. Cornix or whomever trading bot you want to use links with Bybit fairly well with their APIs, and of course BitGet is my all-time favorite. There's a lot of benefits to registering there. Make sure you use that if you want to become obviously a better trader and benefit from some of those trading communities, because we do have actually we had a $4,000 prize pool monthly for BitGet. It was awesome to get some of my members some extra scratch, right? So here's the thing right now with Bitcoin. It's not looking fantastic, but it's not looking terrible. We still have some good stuff in place right now. So keep this in mind with the weekend being kind of waking all the way down to 22,800, scared a lot of people. It still could and very well should hold this support zone, okay? Because again, we got a decent amount of volume at this area, and it's important to recognize that we have support below us right now, okay? We're above that support level based on volume. That's a very important thing, okay? So that's positive there. If we take a look at just say S&P 500, for example, while this is the E-mini futures, you can kind of see that we are working along an ascending type of trend here. Okay, so if this continues, we should very well see potentially a green week here from S&P as well as traditional markets, and just kind of giving that natural increase to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin came down a lot because markets came down a lot too traditionally this week. Okay, so just keep in mind that has a lot to do with this. Moving forward as well, let's go ahead and take a look at some standard indicators. We can see a bounce off of 50 here as expected. When I say as expected, you expect support levels to hold until they don't, right? Now, is there guarantees it's going to hold? No, but it's absolutely a positive sign to see the price action go sideways at that level. Something to consider. Again, remember that 50 does work commonly as a support level. If we move on to just say the 4-hour time frame, we can go ahead and see as well a similar scenario where the price bounced off of 30 on the RSI. Okay, that's a common characteristic too. Bounce off 30, bounce off 50. Different time frames provide different results, but generally speaking, we have nice little support there, which basically just tells us that while the price could come lower, it shouldn't come lower immediately. Okay, so if you got to position yourself effectively right now might be the time, but I'm expecting the price to increase and at the very least retest the 24,000 range this week, just based on, again, traditional markets perhaps bouncing off that support level, and of course just convergence here on the MACD. A handful of reasons why we should see some type of reversal. It may not be permanent. We need to establish higher lows and higher highs first, but this is a good start. Okay, kind of tells us that the tentative bottom is in, as well as the fact that we have a lot of volume at that 28 to 23,000 mark, and that to me is a very positive sign. Okay, so again, a lot of this hinges on the fact that the traditional markets and how they open on Monday could really impact things. Even the same thing as well today when futures open up as well. If there's any gaps that get filled, that could also occur. Okay, so again, when I'm referring to gaps, I'm talking about Bitcoin, Bitcoin USD here. If you see, we can see the price action continuing a little bit higher. So obviously that's something we want to kind of pay attention to. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap up here with the hourly and kind of see what the cloud is telling us here. And if you kind of look here, you can see that we are traveling within the cloud. And of course that's a positive sign, but we want to make sure to close above that first for confirmation to the upside. So if we're going to have that confirmation we're looking for, we want to get through that and cut above that. For right now, we don't have full-on confirmation that is the case. We turn on the additional indicators here as well for the cloud. We can go ahead and see, of course, that there's a few factors in play. Now, excuse me, conversion line is above the baseline, right? We know that, we see that. That's a good sign of giving us momentum on the hourly, telling us we are moving in the right direction. The lagging span is soon intersected with the price action. That's one of the only controversial things here, telling us that maybe a long position may not be viable. But again, buying this dip might also be beneficial too. You never truly know. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at there. So generally speaking, Bitcoin is looking fairly decent, and I couldn't complain with what we see here. While it did wick down a little bit larger or further lower than we expected, that's common characteristic for any type of cryptocurrency, right? There's a lot of candle wicks and candlesticks that are going to be stopping a lot of leverage positions, and a lot of times they're leverage hunts. And unfortunately, these liquidation hunts, they can really bite you in the butt. So you want to be careful and cautious with how you set your stop losses. I have a good strategy myself personally at this point. It works very well for our community. So be sure to check that out under announcements, under my Discord. If you're considering becoming a community member, check that out, of course. And all that information is linked down below. New website is awesome too, of course. Be sure to check that out too. But for the most part, I would say just to simply state things here, Bitcoin's doing what we expect it to do right now. And depending on how the markets open up tomorrow could really determine a lot of things here. Okay, so that's just something to kind of pay attention to, if you will, if that is any consolation. All right, so to me, slightly more potential for upside, but I wouldn't expect a strong immediate return, because oftentimes when we have these kind of dips, right, that are pretty significant, you can see that it takes a few days of consolidation before the next leg up. Okay, so in most cases, while the price should inevitably increase, I don't think we're going to see it immediately. We might see recovery if the traditional markets open really strong, but I think we're going to see a slow sideways action here between 22.8 and 24,000. Probably somewhere in that range of being range bound for the immediate foreseeable future. Once again, buy the dip, sell the high point, and just keep rinsing and repeating. That's essentially what a lot of people do. Again, depends on your trading style, but generally speaking, that's what we're looking for here. So hopefully that makes sense for you, and I was able to describe this quickly and concise. Obviously, again, looking forward to working with you if you want to become a better trader. CryptoCash.tech is the site. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll go ahead and pick back up where we left off tomorrow. We'll talk to you then.